morning, everyone. It is 7:15 and it's 51 degrees. I stayed at Rosh Gap Shelter last night and I'm not sure how far I'm going today. There wasn't a lot of videoing done yesterday. I am going to be honest with you. I did not have a good day yesterday. In fact, it was physically and mentally, it was probably the most challenging day that I've had on the trail. Not because of the ascent and the descent and or even the distance, but because my feet hurt really badly. And it made for a long day. I just didn't have an optimal day yesterday. So I don't know what that means for me continuing on with my hike. I got up this morning and as usual, they do not feel as bad as they do at the end of the day, but they're not well. I don't know what that means. I think that I have a lot of thinking to do today. Fortunately, I'm out of here on my own and I've got plenty of time to think, don't I? So, Rosh Gap Shelter is an older shelter. It is clean. It smells a bit damp and dank, but you know, it's in good shape. They have an interesting water source there that I failed to video. I guess I was not feeling well when I got there, and so I just didn't do it and didn't think about it this morning. I was talking to somebody that was there, and I didn't think about the water source. But they have like a little trough right there at the shelter, stainless steel trough, exceedingly clean. In appearance, it's exceedingly clean. And they have a pipe spring that goes into this trough. And so sometimes the water is running, from what I understand, and sometimes it isn't. And sometimes it runs in the morning and doesn't run in the afternoon. But from the comments that I read and far out, but it ran the entire time I was there. There was a lovely water source. However, I will tell you this about Rosh Gap Shelter. It is 0.3 off trail, and honestly, if you're happy with tenting, there is a beautiful tenting site right on trail with a stream. And there's really no reason for you to go up to Rosh Gap Shelter unless that tent site is full or the weather is adverse. Unless you just like staying in shelters. Because I had planned on tenting last night. It said there were tent sites up by the shelter. I couldn't find one. I didn't see any tent sites. So I just slept in the shelter last night. And I thought, oh Lord, I am going to get eaten alive by bugs. I put on some Picaridin before I went to bed, which felt gross. But I did that, and I didn't get any bug bites last night. And I could hear them. I know the sound of a mosquito from 5 miles away. Hold on. I have this tree I need to go over. Hold on. That's how tall that tree was. I know the sound of a mosquito from 5 miles away, and they were buzzing all about me, but they did not light on me. So this is the forest this morning. It's just beautiful. That's where it just came from. And this is where we're going. Okay, so we are going to cross this gravel road. Ugh, it's going to be dusty. God. Okay, we are going to pass this gravel road. Come on across here. Well, I guess we're just going to be walking down the road for a minute. There's the place up there. I see it. Good morning, son. Let's have a good day today. I failed to mention in a video or two ago, the one where Wedge is waving goodbye to me from the shuttle. The shuttle driver informed me when she dropped me off, don't be discouraged when you go up there because there's a lot of graffiti on the rocks. And I thought, Well, she said, you know, the local, I don't know if she meant the trail maintainers or what group is trying to keep that cleaned up. And they know it's not hikers that it's doing that, but it's the teenagers, it's local kids. And I showed you that sign in my previous video where there's a $5,000, up to a $5,000 fine for graffitiing things. Well, I got up there and I didn't look for graffiti, but I did notice at some points that I didn't see any, especially when I got on views. I think what they did is they go up there with blow torches and they actually burn that graffiti off of the rocks, because I saw some rocks that looked kind of dark, but there was no graffiti. I didn't see any. And I was very happy that that was the case. That's pretty. My word, look at that erosion over there. Wowee. Okay, where's the trail? There we go. The village of Rosh Gap stood here from 1828 to 1910. Peak population of 1,000 people. Industries were coal mining and railroad equipment repair. The mines were productive, and the railroad moved its operations in 1872. There is a sign up here that says alternate dry route 1.6 miles on the AT, and that is because there is a beaver crossing dam area ahead. So we're going to go this way because I'm in an adventuresome spirit. I don't know if I'll ever have another chance in my life to cross a beaver dam. So I may fall in, but you know what? I'll dry. Goodness gracious at this erosion. This must be when... Why in the world would they have such bad erosion? Okay, I can't tell you, I'm not intimidated to go over a beaver dam because I've heard all kinds of things about this, but you know what? I'm going to face my intimidation this morning. And that may be a very bad mistake, but we'll see. Last night, I was all tucked in early, and another hiker came in, and I was surprised because it is 0.3 off trail, and as I said, there is a campsite right on trail that you can stay on. You don't have to turn off to go up that blue place. Anyway, there's a very nice man. He's from Italy. Italy is how he says it, Italy. And his name was Julio, and he did 29 miles yesterday. 29. He walked all the way from Duncannon to Rush Gap Shelter, and I noticed his physique because it's noticeable whenever you're talking to him. And I thought about it last night. When I got up this morning and he got up, I said, "Are you an athlete?" And he said, "I am. I'm an ultramarathoner and a triathlon." You see the deer? Anyway, I asked him if he was an athlete, and he said he was. He said he was a triathlete and a ultra marathoner. That explained it, because his physique was very sinewy and live. And so very nice. I said, "Is there a reason that you're doing it so fast other than the fact that you're competitive and, an athlete?" And he looked at me. Let me turn the camera around. And he looked at me and said, I don't know if I can express this the way he did. He said, "I miss my family so much, and my family misses me. I just want to go home." And I thought, oh, it just broke my heart. The way he said it, it was from the marrow of his bones. And I said, "Well, are you enjoying the beauty of nature? Are you enjoying what you're doing?" And he said, "Not really." And I said, "Then why are you doing it?" And he just kind of shrugged his shoulders. I guess it's a competitive sport thing for him. But I cannot imagine being out in this, doing 29, 30 miles, and being so homesick, not in his country, not around anything he's familiar with, missing his family, and just wanting to go home. He said he started April 1st, and that he will be done by July 10th. So I wished him well, and he was an interesting fellow to talk to for sure. So I've kind of come up to a intersection here. If you go to the left, there is a cemetery. I'm not going to be going that way. We're continuing on right. Stay on the trail. I don't know why I'm fascinated with all of these spider beds. You can't see them, but there are hundreds of them. Ooh, it's kind of creepy. It reminds me of people's yards and decorations for Halloween. Okay, you see all those white dots? Those are spider beds, and those things are about, I don't know, some of them are about 15 by 15 inches. Those things are huge. Ugh. Ugh. Hey, I guess we're coming up to the beaver dam. They haven't had a lot of rain lately. Okay. Well, here we go. Gosh, this is pretty, isn't it? It's a bunch of stagnant water over there. There's 5 bajillion mosquitoes out here. They're all looking for breakfast. Oh, there's a birdhouse up there. Do y'all see it? Maybe that's for an owl. It's a pretty big hole. We got water. Okay. Okay. All right, I've got to put my camera away, unfortunately. All right, this is what I've got to try and get through. I think this lasts for a little ways. Okay. Mosquitoes are swarming me. I don't know if I've ever seen so many mosquitoes in my life, except on a National Geographic of Alaska. Woo! Wow. That was interesting. I'm probably going to say it's fun in a little bit, but I got to regroup for a second. I was doing fine until I got to the middle of the bog of the dam, and there was no step to get to this huge log in the middle of it, and no step to get down from it on the other side. And I couldn't figure out how to get onto the log. So I had to stand there and look at it, and I turned around, and Julio was standing somewhat behind me. And I said, "I'm sorry, I can't move for you to pass me. There's nowhere for me to go." He said, "It's okay, you just take your time." He was very sweet. So all I could think of to do to get on the log was to turn around and throw my rear end towards it and land on it, and then flick my legs up on it. But then I didn't know how I was going to get up. Bugs. Ugh. So I scooted backwards a couple of inches. That's all I could go because I had my backpack on. It wouldn't let me go any further. And I said, "Go on ahead, see if you can pass me." So it took him a couple of tries, and he got up there. And then, bless him, he turned around and put his hand out and said, "Let me help you." I thought I was going to cry. I said, "I'm afraid if you help me, I'm going to pull you in, because you're pulling up not only my weight, but the weight of this pack. He said, I can do it. The man weighs less than me. He pulled me up. He pulled me up. He said, are you okay? And I said, I'm fine. Thank you so much. I could not have done this without you. I don't know how I would have gotten over. You know, Picaridan only lasts for so long. Sitting in the middle of a bog all day because I couldn't get up. Mosquitoes. Anyway, I did it. I can actually say I crossed a beaver dam. I can, bugs. I gotta turn off. I'm up to a sign. Let's see where we are. Yes, I know. And that's that alternate dry route. Okay. I don't know what that Z means on that tree, if that's graffiti or if that was put there by the game service. But here we go. A bear has been here. A lot of fallen trees. This is just so pretty. I don't know what these plants are that have those teeth that bite when you're not paying attention and you walk past them. There's a lot of them. See all of them? Plenty of them. And a lot of pretty fern. Actually, those plants with thorns are pretty too. They're just not user friendly. They have 5 leaves. I've noticed that if you look at these trees, there was some kind of fire up here. I noticed it earlier. The earth is scorched and all of the pine trees appear to be dead. I'm not sure they're really dead, but they either have no needles on them or the needles are just brown. This has been going on for about 2 miles. That must have been some fire. Maybe that's why there's so many downed trees. Yeah. Because they are everywhere. And there are a ton of new baby trees growing. So I'm heading out of the forest. There's a view up there. Yay! The forest smells so pretty today. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a cell phone tower over there. There is no cell service in the Rush Gap shelter. Let me correct that. When you get to the Rush Gap shelter, I have Verizon, and I had 1 bar of service outside of the shelter. And then when I went inside the shelter, there were 0 bars.